Hey there, it's me Burnett and welcome back to my channel for a Moco instruction video. Now this one's going to be related to the Homebase, and it's a beautiful guide for brand new players coming into the game and wanting to know what each of the features within the Homebase does. So I'm going to be talking about that within this video and giving you all of the key information. Now first of all, this is the actual Homebase. It's your apartment, it's your flat within a building, and this is where you will spend most of your time when you're not actually in the game doing battles. And this is where your character will wait between those battles. You've got a lot of furniture around the room. Each of these furniture pieces has a specific function and will allow you to do other things. You've also got a lot of icons on the screen that again appertain to certain aspects within the game. There's also some characters that you will see as well. Now if we actually look at what's on the left hand side, first of all there's the player information, which is in the top left hand corner. You'll see level number 19 there, that relates to your actual level within the game. And as you start earning experience points, and you can see down there 80,000 and 100, it shows you your XP amount now and what you need to get before you can achieve the next level. You'll see there's a little orange icon around the outside that relates to your collections for decoration. You've got your game name and your specific title, in this case OG Crew. There's mission messages, there's monthly pass, and there's the player versus player gauntlet, which is actually kind of fun. The mission messages are very important to you. This is where you'll get a lot of tasks and activities, and also where you can claim your rewards. Monthly pass relates to buying clothing and other resources to make your character more beautiful. Also get pets as well within the game for riding around. The gauntlet is for battling other players. Next aspect down there relates to your actual XP amount. Now as you're playing the game, you can't actually pay to level up, which I do like about this. You've got to play to level up, which means battling, killing monsters, collecting experience points as you start moving around the different maps within the game doing the tasks. That XP, once you then bring it back to your home base, will then be added to your XP amount, allowing you to level up within the game. And 100,000 is what I need to achieve. Now when you first bring it back, you'll see like the white line at the top there, and then once it's been added, you'll see that it changes to a blue line, and you can see what you actually need across the top very quickly to actually relate to that XP amount. So it's kind of cool as a visual aspect as well. Now in relation to the level, you'll notice that there's this box around the outside which will change as your collections move as well. So basically this relates to the deco or the clothing or the animals that you bought within the game, and once you start purchasing items there are specific collections, and then you'll get a little notch to your actual icon itself that will indicate how many collections you've got. So when you start looking at other players' actual badges, you can tell how many clothing items or sets that they've actually purchased, and it's kind of cool to see this. Now you may notice that it's not just the one color. There are different colors as you are actually progressing through the game. This relates to people's collection and level. So you've got your first level that we start with an orange, then there's the second level, the third level, the fourth and the fifth level, and basically each of those little notch icons will go around this actual box itself, thus showing you the actual decoration amounts they've purchased within the game for that one. Now in relation to the right hand side, you'll see a lot of currency indicators. So there's the merch tokens, and then there's the Moco gold. If you are interested in getting more details on this, then please do go to check out the actual shop in the game itself. You've got the settings icon, which has your Supercell ID, your mail, contacts, there's news, leaderboard, plus a lot more information down there, which is very cool indeed. So please do check that one out for more details. It's very important. Next one down there is on the right hand side. You've got the chat groups, there's the lobby, and then there's the invites. The lobby is your little area where you can invite your friends to come and play with you. Invites are the codes for adding people to the game, and that has QR codes as well and links. And then the chat groups are groups that you can create to add players that you want to associate with, or your own language. Two key features within the actual screen itself are on the left hand right hand side, where you've got these two circles. The one on the left hand side is your movement icon that allows you to move around the map, and then on the right hand side is what we call a function item, which relates to the different areas within the actual home base itself. And as you start moving around, that black circle then highlights with the feature you're looking at. So it could be the portal, which takes you to the actual game battle zones. It could be the shop where you purchase specific items that you want to dress up your character. It could be a cool zone where you go and then you kind of battle and test your equipment, which is actually fun. And you'll see many other players in there. It's kind of cool to join together to test your equipment. And then there's the radio for changing the game music. Right, let's go through each section. Now, the portal. This is probably the most important part of the home base. This is a doorway that takes you actually into the game area, thus allowing you to do different battles, and depending on your level will depend on what you can actually do. You can see here within the actual screen in the prologue, then there's like chapter 1, then there's chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, etc, etc, etc. And as you level up within the game, more of these features will open, and then when the game progresses more, they will add more. Down at the bottom you've got worlds, you've got rifts, you've got the dojo, and you've got verses. And each one is a specific feature or function where you get to test or battle. You've got a bit of a competitive element to it, and you can try out equipment and try to beat the game itself. And it's kind of fun in that. You'll notice as you look in this area, this will relate to a lot of the missions that you've got. Pay attention to the information as both at the top and within the game itself for each of the missions. Sometimes there'll be information. Before you actually go into the world, you might get a little prompt to say, hey, you've not got yourself any equipment, and then you can go back into the wardrobe and change it as well. You can also see your gear level, you can see what's required for that actual battle zone. Now, my advice is please stop going into battle zones that are way above your level. It is handy when you're battling with a group of people like you can see here, because then if you are low level it's very easy to get a lot of experience points, but you also get killed very quickly as well, which is not so cool. As you are going within this battle zone, you'll see a specific map on the right hand side, and I'll talk more about that in another video. But if you tap on the map, it shows you what the actual game area looks like. As you start moving around it explores that map, creating the whole area. You'll see little icons that pop up on that as well, telling you what you need to do or where you need to go. And then other players are doing the same kind of thing, and you end up with this mass melee battle or a selection of different characters. As you look at the characters, you can see your level, you can see the actual number of collections with the icon around it as well. You can see your life energy points down there as well, and depending on your actual equipment that you've chosen, you'll see that down on the right hand side. As I said, the left hand side is your control and movement, and you just move it with your finger or thumb depending on how you're playing into the right direction. As you're moving around, you'll be tapping on the icons off to the side. Some of them have a time limit, some of them don't, and once you get used to using the different equipment, you may find that you prefer one over another. But sometimes you may not want to be using the same equipment with certain battles, because there are mission tasks that you need to do. It may say, hey, you've got to use this one. If you use this one, then you'll achieve the mission task, which gives you more points, thus allowing you to level up. Sometimes I find battling in a group is very handy indeed. Other times I find battling in a group is not so rewarding, because things are done when maybe I'm stuck elsewhere, and I kind of feel it's a little bit annoying. But battle groups are really beneficial, especially when you get a character that is really, really strong that you might not be able to take down by yourself. I also like going off by myself and doing little battles and trying different activities. And as I get used to different equipment and its different features, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I usually don't like battle games where you are attacking other people, but this one is kind of different. It felt very similar in detail to like the boat game, where I'm actually shooting down monsters and moving around and collecting other pieces, except no one's actually attacking me. So in some ways it's kind of nice like that. So like with Heyday, which is my regular game, nobody's stealing my resources, nobody's attacking me, and I can have a bit of fun and just move around, do my own thing, or I can join teams. So for you as a player, once you actually come into these zones, you're probably going to feel very similar to that. Pay attention to the icons that pop up. Now please notice up in the top right hand corner there's a little bit of an S icon. This one is your indication marker taking you you back to your home base, and you can quit at any time. You don't have to finish all of the missions. You can battle till you die, then respawn again. You can just move around, do a few battles for the daily tasks, and then again it will take you back. My main focus when I go into these areas is to move around the map and explore, see what's there, and learn more about the map itself, plus then take down some of the enemy characters. Picking and choosing your weapons is definitely very important, and this is why in a moment, once I get to it, I will show you the shop feature, where this is you can get those items and then adjust your actual character. You can see with the character I got at the moment, I'm not running around on foot, I'm riding around on a monster, and you can change your monsters again within the shop feature itself. You'll notice there is also a little emoji icon, and I'll talk about that one in another video, and there are some other icons in there as well. Top left hand corner you will notice information about what you've actually gained and achieved, and then these pieces can be used later once you actually go back to your actual home base, or in the process of going back to your home base. It will show you the information. Then when you get to your home base, you can start collecting and using. So there are a lot of really cool aspects to it, and by the way, this character is definitely very, very strong indeed, so good luck on that side when it comes to battling it. Right, now this is the portal section. It's a important area for you in the game. Please pay attention to the different portal levels, and like I said, try not to go too far ahead of your ability, because it's very, very easy to get killed, and in some ways it's much nicer to enjoy the slow gradual progression. Right, now we've just ended off with that one. I've gone back, you can see my basic reward information I've earned, you can see my XP, there goes the XP up into the top hand corner, the bar moved along, my missions open, tells me my thing, and now I'm going to go into the shop and show you this decoration. Now the shop itself is where you actually purchase all of the items that you want to have for the characters, as I mentioned earlier, and very important indeed. So when you open it, you've got 4 boxes down at the bottom. There's deal, there's merch drops, there's daily freebie, and there's the gold packs, and at the end you can also type in the creator code, which is Red Knight, if you would like to support me, or choose your favorite content creator. Remember, these creator codes can be used across all of the Supercell games that actually support the feature. Now at the moment, the deals, I do like those. I've purchased the pass and I've purchased a few of these items already. They have this very, very cool fox-like effect, which is very cool, and this has a Japanese Asian feel to it. Now living in Japan, I do like that, and because I've already purchased some of these deals, it's actually changed my icon already. You can see some other aspects of it that I find very interesting, and it's down to you as to what you want to purchase, whether it's real money or not. Now it's not always cash, you might need to use some of those tokens within the game, so do pick and choose wisely on that one. For the exclusives, they're not exclusives in the fact that they will never come back again. They are a little different. What they mean by exclusive in this case is that it's a time-bound activity. So you can purchase it now for a limited amount of time. So maybe they really need to rename this. They will come back at a later stage. They will come back into the game later. They're not a one-off hit item that you can never see again. They will return. You've got the starter styles down there, and you can see I've already completed those. So as you start progressing, it will give you the actual currency, and then the currency can be used to purchase these items, and each one has a kind of like a drop rate percentage. You can spin the items around and see which you kind of like, but you can't actually choose the one that you want. It's done automatically by the game. The daily freebie can be very handy, it gives you some nice items, and then if you want to purchase some of the Moco coins, which you will need if you want to get some of the items that cost real money. Do check out the actual Supercell site, because there are some items in there as well, also the code as well. Now the next section is the home base. This is the door off to the right hand side, and it takes you to a nice little zone area that again has a meeting place for you with other players. It's a friendly zone, you're not attacking each other, it's more about testing your equipment in a safe way. You can look at how your character moves. You can jump around, you can try the different techniques, you can see the amount of damage that it does, and it's kind of cool. You've got like single enemies, there's multiple groups, and you can test the feature. Again, do explore the area. Most of the fighting points are just within this like garden square, but as you move around and look around the board, you can see now my top part of the board hasn't been opened. I'm going to go up into this location here. I'm just going to have a little bit of a wander around. You can see my actual points are increasing slightly. My life energy is coming back, which happens as you start moving around within the game. And that's gradually being added, so my points add up. But the map itself will now be complete, and there's no unexplored areas. Now, it will be interesting in the future to see if they do something else within this area, but I kind of like the way it looks. It's very cool animation. I love the graphics on it. I love that kind of like broken but also used feel to it. It does look very nice indeed. Now, I've got to test my character in this area. I've got some functions down there with the control panels, as you saw within the battle. And you can see there that when I do certain things, it allows me to jump over, drop bombs on it, I can shoot rockets, I can increase my life energy, I can run faster, I can keep tapping the icon, I just hold it and it shoots. And as I use some of the items, it gives me a cooldown period, so you get used to it as well. Also as well, because I'm using certain of the features, I'm getting used to actually tapping and jumping sideways, or tapping and jumping back, or tapping and just going off in a random direction just to see how it actually works. And it's kind of cool in that aspect. Because I've got the beast as my co-warrior down there, while I'm also attacking, my beast is also doing attacks as well. You will notice that when you are in the major battle zones, you'll start running away and going off, and he will be attacking something that's in the area, and then realise, hey, my master's disappeared, and come and join you. It's kind of cool. I would advise you to practice this cool area. The name is definitely very applicable in this case, just to get used to the equipment. There's also another feature that you can use in the actual gear area where you can test it as well, which is also very handy indeed. But that one I will cover in a separate video as I start working through creating more content for you. Right, again, once you've finished and you've done enough down there, you just tap on the icon, it then says return home, and that's what you do. You go back and start again, and your character looks kind of cool. I do like that one, I really do. Right, next one we're going to talk about is the actual radio. Now, I do like the in-game music, and sometimes you might want to be changing the music. Now, by tapping on the radio, it actually does that, and there are some tunes that are there that you can listen to. I'm hoping that they will add more to it later, but as you start tapping on that radio, it sounds just like a normal radio where it's like and adjusting to the next station, and then the music comes on, and then you tap on it again, and then more music comes on, and then it's like switching the station. I do like the way that they've done this. It's very cool indeed, and if I do say so, I love that aspect of it. So please do add more music choices. I would love to hear some different sounds when I'm doing different aspects in the game. What do you think? Do you like the music? What's your favourite choice? There seems to be about 4 choices down there that you can pick and choose from, and that will affect your feeling within the game. But very, very interesting indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, just have a look on the left-hand side, by the way. You'll see that one of the icons is now gone. That's because the player versus player gauntlet has expired, and I completed that one. I got myself a new badge, which is called the Get Good up in the top-hand corner. Right, next aspect here is a little small circle that comes up when you get close to the cat. This is your pet cat, and the pet cat is super cute. Now, you can interact with the pet cat as well. You can show some love. Now, if you're like some of my friends who own pets, you can tap it, say hello, and say, "Who's a goody little one, my lovely little kitty wetty wetty." And your cat will say meow, it will purr, and say I love you as well. And it even moves around their house and follows you sometimes. becomes big within the game in many ways. Now, if you would like to support me, by the way, please do use code REDKNIGHT in the box. This is your first introduction video to the game, other than the gameplay ones I've just shown you earlier. I will be producing more, in addition to other heyday videos that I also like making. Now, this playlist itself is the Moco playlist. I will be adding more Moco ones to it, so if you like those, please do check them out and comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, whether you are a heyday or Moco player. Why not check out the content and enjoy it? But see you next time. Bye now.